This is about a juggling raccoon. I was on a climbing trip out west with a buddy from Devil's Lake, and we'd gotten out to Denver Boulder area, and we're climbing in El Dorado Canyon. And I have some friends that lived up straight up from Boulder, a windy road in Netherland, and I think we'd been up visiting them, and then we were coming back down towards Boulder, and there was a little split in the road that went off to a disused, abandoned piece of asphalt that was previous to the new road that they had coming down. So we decided that'd be a good place to set up our camp. He had a little mountaineering tent, and I had a little mountaineering tent. And I set mine up, and I got out my little mountaineering stove, and I had like 4 eggs. So I end up hard boiling the eggs with some water in my mountaineering stove, and I end up eating 2 of them for dinner, and put the other 2 back in the mountaineering stove aluminum box to save for breakfast. And I'm sleeping in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden I hear some scruffling real close to my tent, and I peek out through the mosquito netting, and there's some movement, and I get up and look, and here's this big giant fat raccoon scrambling with my camping stove, my mountaineering stove, and trying to open the box. He's scraping the box around on the asphalt. So I started yelling at him, and I am yelling at him, and I'm yelling at him, and he keeps stopping and looking at me. Goes, "Oh, it's a human. Okay." And goes back to trying to open my box to get to the eggs. And finally, after yelling at him, I end up scrambling up and starting to unzip this thing. Well, by then he'd rolled over on his back and figured out how to leverage this thing open, and he'd open my stove box, and he had these 2 eggs, and he starts pitching them down the road, and then he pitches the other one down the road, and I get out and I start chasing him, and he's loping down the road, and he's wheeling these eggs from the lower slope up towards the crown and back down, and then get the second one and do this. He was handling those 2 eggs better than Wayne Gretzky has ever handled a puck in his life. And I'm chasing him and yelling at him. In the meantime, I'm getting stone bruises on my feet, and chasing this big giant raccoon that's stealing my eggs. And I finally get real close to him, and he's looking back at me and checking me as he's wheeling these eggs down the road again and again and again, and I'm starting to gain on him. I get close to him, and he picks up 1 egg and he whips it over into the ditch, bounds up to the other one, whips it over in the ditch, and then dives into the ditch. So the raccoon dives into the ditch after the eggs. So I'm limping back towards my climbing partner down this road, and angry as sin, and my climbing partner's stuck his head out of his tent, and he's going, "What the?" I'm going, "Oh, raccoon stole my eggs. I was trying to catch him." And he's looking at me, and he goes, "And what would you have done if you caught him?"